on pins and needles. How can you use pins and needles, as close as I can get to pins and needles, to how can you use them in your business right now? How can you use that feeling of pins and needles? Pins and needles is, of course, an expression from the 1800s. A writer used it to describe that feeling of anxiety or anxiousness, or when you're waiting for something, to happen and you're nervous, and you might be excited, but you're usually nervous and worried and doubtful about it. You're extremely nervous, you're anxiously awaiting news or in great suspense for something. And he used it to describe that feeling of being on pins and needles. Now, I don't know if you can relate to this, but most every one of us, everybody I know, has at some point had their leg or their arm or their foot or their hand or something fall asleep. You maybe, propped up watching a show, watching a movie or something, and the circulation gets cut off in a part of your body, one of your appendages. And as you move and change, all of a sudden the blood starts to flow again, and you feel that tingly feeling of pins and needles. And my granddaughter felt it the other day for probably the first time. She's like, what is going on with this? My foot hurts. And she'd been sitting and watching something on Netflix or YouTube, I don't remember. And she'd been leaning and her foot had fallen asleep. She'd been sitting on her leg in a weird way, like little kids or pretzels. And all of a sudden she got that tingly feeling of pins and needles. And so I helped her rub it so that it would go away faster to get the circulation going. Well, it's kind of like what is going on in the world right now. So many people, many of us included, are on pins and needles, nervously and anxiously awaiting what's going to happen next in our lives and in our businesses. And we need to be able to, as business owners, step up and say, yep, we're all feeling this. We're all experiencing different things based on the type of business that we currently have. We're either in this huge rush of extreme growth and stress on our systems to get the goods and services to market and to our customers that we normally do, but in a much faster, more stressful situation. Or we're shut down entirely and we're frozen in our tracks, wondering what the heck we're going to do, when our businesses are going to open again, and how we're going to survive this downtime, this time when we're not being able to serve our customers. And there's customers and there's businesses right in the middle, businesses that are continuing to serve us and serve people by doing delivery, doing and servicing, fast food, drive-up restaurants, things like that. And liquor stores for some reason are still open. And I get that. I guess people need something, but so there's a whole spectrum of where we're at and where we're feeling with respect to anxiety or nervousness or doubt and worry and uncertainty about the future. But the truth is, each and every one of us has the ability to impact and determine what our future is going to look like. Can we determine and decide what the whole industry or the whole world's future is going to look like? No, but we can decide where we're going to come out and where we're going to shake out in all this. If we sit back and don't do anything and we let all our customers go and we let our businesses slide because they're shut down right now, we probably aren't going to have a business to go back to. That's harsh, but it's reality. We probably won't. But if we continue to move forward, if we continue to find creative ways to serve and help and communicate with our customers who are also on pins and needles, feeling anxious and uncertain about, well, geez, is my favorite spa or my favorite salon, my favorite nail salon going to be there when all of this shakes out? Are they still going to be there? Are they going to change the way they've been doing things, some of their standard operating procedures that are definitely going to need to change after this pandemic because the whole world's going to need to change? So as business owners, we need to, number one, know that we absolutely can and will be okay. No matter what type business you're in, you can survive this. And there are businesses and there are people that are absolutely positively, breaking out and making a name for themselves during this situation, during this pandemic. In history, if you go back in history and you look, some of the biggest, greatest companies that have ever been created have come out of tough and difficult economic times, right? And this will be no exception. History tends to repeat itself. Huge industries will be created out of this situation, out of this pandemic. And you can choose to be part of one of those if you want. You can find creative ways and different ways to serve the people that you've already been serving. But you need to be finding ways to do that, or at least be improving yourself and your skills and your abilities and your flexibility, so as we come out of this, you know that you will 100% be okay. Think about the things that you can do. Think about the ways that you can serve the people that you've been serving that are anxious and are upset. Is there a way that you can communicate with them? Could you actually send them a letter? Do you have a customer list? Could you send them a card? Could you send them an email? Could you communicate with them electronically? I've been begging business owners to go online, at least partially, with email and social media for a couple of years now, and those that have done that have a means already to communicate with their customers. If you don't, this is the time to start creating this. This is the time to start putting those pieces in place so that you've got them, so that you are prepared for when things open up again, when you can start delivering to customers in the ways that you have in the past. But definitely be spending this time creatively thinking about, how can I serve the people I've been serving even better? What are their new needs? What are their new problems? It's time for us to pivot and really focus on the customers that we can serve and to do what we can. We need to focus on doing what we can, not thinking about and feeling bad about what we can't do and what's changed. Find ways and find things to make yourself feel good through this transition period, because that will reduce your anxiety. And if your anxiety and your frustration and your doubt and your worry and fear goes down, your creativity and your ability to find alternate solutions goes up. So be creative, look for solutions. Know that your customers are on pins and needles, and if you can find ways to reduce that feeling for them and increase their sense of security, they will love you forever through this, and they will become lifelong customers. So curious what you are doing during this time? Share in the comments below, because I want to know. I mean, I know what I'm doing and continuing to do in order to help and serve and make the world a better place, but I'd love to know what you're doing. What if your business is shut down? What are you doing to contact or sharpen your own saw, or to make sure that you're set up for success when this is all over? If your business is still running and you need help with that because you're going crazy because so many more demands being placed on you, share that in the comments below too, and we'll see if we can't find you help with that. That's it. Have an absolutely amazing day, and I will of course be with you tomorrow. It's another interesting idiom. What does it mean? Where did it come from? And how might you be able to apply it to your life and your business right now? Take care. Bye.